don't know who needs to hear this, but it is not your fault that you don't know how to manage your money. School didn't teach us anything about how money works because not even the teachers knew. Now, I grew up broke, but I knew I wanted something different in my life, so I studied the rich and I fought my way to millionaire status at 30 years old. And now I teach others how it's done. So you are in luck because today I want to share with you how I started managing my money in my 20s so that I could become rich in my 30s. So the number one thing that you need to do is understand what your monthly expenses are and when those payments are coming out. You don't want to have problems with cash flow, like a bill coming out right before you get paid and then it's sending you into the negatives. So what you're going to do is literally just call up all of your bill providers and ask them to change your billing date to the day after you get paid. Then you're going to put all of these dates and the bills into your calendar so you don't forget. Step number 2 is taking all of the bills that you calculated from step 1. You're going to write out your bare bones monthly expenses. So these are the things that you absolutely have to pay for every month, like your rent and your food and your utilities. Then you're going to multiply that number by 6, and this is going to be your oh shit fund. And you're not going to be keeping this money in your regular bank. Make sure you're putting that into a high yield savings account. So let's say you determine the minimum monthly expenses that you have to pay for every month is $2,000. Multiply that by 6, so that would be 12 grand that you need to save up. This way, the next time something happens, like you get laid off or your car breaks down, you have the cash to handle it and you don't have to go into debt. And yes, understand that it is going to take some time to save up that oh shit fund because it's a large sum of money. But what I think is really helpful is, I know it's easy to get overwhelmed when you see that huge number. Instead of saying to yourself, oh my God, I need to save $12,000, work out what you're actually going to be saving from each paycheck instead. And yes, you need to keep it in a high yield savings account. You are going to make 12 times more money at least by keeping it in there. It's going to help you fight inflation. And I actually make a couple $100s a month just by keeping my emergency savings in my high yield savings account. The next thing you're going to do is stop using your debit card. Your debit card is linked to your money. So every time you use your debit card, you are putting your money at risk. Instead, what I do now is I only use my credit card. So I'm always using the bank's money. I promise you, all of the rich people do this. And not only does it protect my money, but I also get perks like travel insurance. I have insurance on my cell phone because I bought it through my credit card, and I make cash back for every dollar I spend. And that's money I was going to spend anyways. And now I make a few $1,000s a year just by filtering my expenses through my credit card. You need to understand though that there's going to be a lag from when you actually charge something on your card to when you get that in the mail. So I recommend paying off your credit card at least once every 2 weeks. In the beginning, you may even want to pay it off the same day. This way you never fall behind. And then also make sure that you are keeping your spending to less than 30% of the available credit that you have. This will help boost your credit score. And then when you go to get a loan for a house or a car, you'll qualify for a better rate because you have a better credit score. Next, you need to understand the time value of money and start paying yourself first. Basically, $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow. And that's because you can invest it and grow it and make it work for you. So many people only save money if they have money left over after they have paid everyone else. Instead, what I want you to start doing is pay yourself and your goals first. So when you get paid, you are going to set up automatic transfers that come out as soon as that paycheck hits your bank account, and it goes towards your goals. One of those goals is going to be investing in the stock market. So have an automatic transfer from your account every time you get paid to your stock brokerage account. Something with like low or no fees, right? Because the fees will get you. You will have to save and invest so much more if you pay high fees. So low fee brokerages like Wealthsimple or Vanguard. Next, you need to figure out your FI number. And some people will call this your fuck it number. I'm going to call it your financial independence number. Both are good. This is how you're going to know how much to save today to become financially free in your lifetime. So you're going to take your desired annual spend, or what you want to spend every year, and multiply that by 25. Usually your desired annual spend is between 70 to 80% of what you are spending right now, because when you get to financial independence, typically say your debt is paid off and you're not paying to get to work anymore, licensing fees, all that stuff. So your expenses are actually lower. Next, you're actually going to invest that money. So now that you know how much money you need to save and you've set up your stock market account and you're sending money over there, you need to actually choose your investments. So doing something like a low cost index fund is a really great option. I have a ton of other videos on this, and I have a free investing masterclass. So if you want to learn more about that, highly recommend it. It's 90 minutes long. It's incredible. But basically an index fund is like a basket of stocks. So when you buy this one thing, you are becoming a part owner in hundreds or thousands of companies with a single click, and then you're making money when they do well. On average, the total market goes up about 10% a year, which means your money will double every 7 years. That is why it is so important to get started investing as soon as possible, because the more time you have for your money to grow, the more it can double and compound, and it becomes like this snowball effect of wealth building.